Vladimir Vladimirovich, thank you very much for your substantive report on key issues that concern both business and the government. And indeed, in conclusion, you said, for the benefit of Russia. As you can see, our slogan is RSPP, Uniting Business for the Benefit of Russia. I read it. Thank you. That means our efforts were not in vain. Vladimir Vladimirovich, I would like to inform you that 2 years ago, from this very platform, you instructed the RSPP, together with the relevant government bodies, other business associations, and social partners, to establish the Leaders of Responsible Business Award and to present the corresponding prizes to the winners at the annual RSPP Congresses. Just for your information, I would like to mention that today we held this ceremony. Among the winners of the award are Fosagro, Metaloinvest, Severstal, Norilsk Nickel. The laureates of the award include Russian Railways, Gazprom, Sibir, Rusal, and perhaps a lesser-known company, Pigment. There are also several other winners in various areas of socially responsible corporate behavior. Overall, 2 years of awarding this prize have shown that it was a good initiative that helped mobilize not only large companies that publish non-financial reports. This was one of the award's requirements, which you set 2 years ago, but also mid-sized companies, which are now catching up.
Опыт 2 лет проведения премии и, может быть, скорректируем какие-то положения, чтобы расширить масштабы.
We will now summarize the experience of these 2 years, possibly adjust some provisions to expand company participation, and report to you on the results of our work. Perhaps next year, among the winners, there will be even more companies familiar to you. With that, I would like to thank you, Vladimir Vladimirovich, considering that, according to Dmitry Sergeyevich Peskov's statements, you are scheduled to have a conversation with Donald Trump at 6 p.m. I didn't hear. That's his job. I don't know. We'll have to see what Trump says about this phrase. He likes giving interviews. Maybe he's already reacted. But I didn't mention Trump. I was talking about Peskov. He knows that we're having a discussion here. But in reality, given that your schedule for today and the coming days is very tight, I would like to thank you and conclude this public part of our conversation. And, based on what you said, we can continue the discussion with the RSPP Bureau members and the large companies that have joined in but are not yet RSPP members. Maybe the entry ticket should be through RSPP membership? Are there any advantages for RSPP members? Look, we organized the Congress. It has long been a tradition that after the public part of the Congress, there is a meeting with the RSPP Bureau. We only have 30 Bureau members. Do you know how many are participating today? Almost 90 people. So, there's no need to leave? They have joined in. So, in fact, there are no privileges except for the sense of responsibility toward their employees and the Constitution, where social partnership is enshrined. In reality, despite the formal circumstances, the companies gathered here are truly responsible ones that see not only their future in terms of financial growth and so on, but also think about the country's future.
Думают о будущем страны. То, что вы сегодня сказали о российском бизнесе, который успешно и занимает ниши освободившиеся и занимает...
What you said today about Russian business successfully filling the vacated niches, addressing technological sovereignty and leadership, and implementing social programs is very important. By the way, 2 years ago, one of the key topics was redomiciliation, that is, the relocation of Russian companies from abroad, from offshore zones, back into Russian jurisdiction. This process has practically been completed, largely thanks to our discussions and the effective work of our colleagues in the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Economic Development, and the State Duma. In this sense, there's really nowhere else to invest except in Russia. Thanks, in part, as you said, to those imposing sanctions. No, you can invest. The world is huge, the world is immense, so you need to invest where it is profitable for you, where it is beneficial for Russia, where the profits are high, and where investments are reliably protected. There are many such regions in the world. Here we have colleagues who invest in Africa, who invest in Asia. They invest where they need to for production here. Some invest, some relocate production because it is easier to operate in global markets from there. I know a lot. We meet regularly. So, there are plenty of places to invest. There are countries, as you know, where so much money has accumulated in various funds that they don't know what to do with it. As the main character in Kalina Krasnaya said, the money is burning a hole in my pocket. Remember that? That's their problem. Huge, colossal funds, growing sky high. And yet, what happens to them? They're just sitting there in, excuse my language, some shady jurisdictions. What to do with them? What will happen to them? Everyone is thinking about it now. Everyone is wondering. You know this well yourself. Everyone is thinking about what will happen to these funds stored in Western banks. Everyone is concerned. Of course, this sends a signal throughout the global economy. We must look for investment opportunities. They exist. There are many of them. Of course, the state's role is largely to protect the interests of Russian businesses. That is true. But our own economy, Russia itself, must be that safe haven. Naturally, we still have a lot to do. I know. We're probably going to meet with colleagues in a smaller group. Although, with 90 companies, it's not such a small group. We also need to work with law enforcement. If you've noticed, I always talk about this at all board meetings. Tomorrow, I believe, I'll be speaking at the prosecutor's office. We must protect the interests of Russian business. We must do everything to ensure that the legal system helps businesses come here without fear, that the judicial system is independent and functions effectively. We still have a lot to do. I understand everything. Believe me, we will do everything necessary. There, what's good about it? Over there, they freeze everything. You see, they just seize everything rudely, completely uncivilized. I'm not even talking about legal systems. They simply don't exist. They exist only for themselves. That's the trick, you see? By the way, I noticed this in politics a long time ago, a very long time ago. I won't mention any names now. They discuss some political issue. We do this, and this. And you think, damn. Sometimes I would say, but you can't do that. It contradicts. Well, so what? It contradicts, but it's expedient. That's all. And this has been used in politics for a long time. Now, it is fully spread into the economy as well. That's why you can't trust them. Instead, within our own country, we need to create a political system, a legal system, and law enforcement practices that are strict, stable, and reliable. We must work on this together. The way cooperation between the business community and the government has developed in recent years, I think, is a good example. Join the RSPP. Friends, on this optimistic note, I propose to conclude the public part. Thank you, Vladimir Vladimirovich, for your participation and for your kind words. Thank you for the invitation.